Hello, everybody, and welcome to session number 4 of the Athenaeum campaign. We just finished our last, I guess technically our second major world that we went to visit, Frankie's world, and now it's time to go into the Starr show. But before we dive into that, let's do a warm-up question. So, you've all had a chance for the last 3 sessions, I think, to get to know each other as PC characters. And first impressions, as we know, are very important. So, out of character, which of the other PCs does your character trust the most at this point? And which of the other PCs does your character trust the least? And I do want you to give me a reason why for both.
I can go first because I've been thinking about this long and hard. So the one that Black Powder trusts the most currently is Frankie, because he's been extremely open and actually has been vulnerable in front of Black Powder. So he's like, well, this kid hides nothing. So he feels like he can trust Frankie because, like, if Frankie wants to say something, he'll say it. The one he trusts the least so far is Starr. Mainly because he just doesn't get him. But also, they haven't really had much one-on-one interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't know much about Starr yet.
So for Sam, his actually shifted a little bit in just the first 3 sessions.
Okay, walk us through it.
It started out most trusting Black Powder, I think because the most adult and aged and kind of on a level playing field, but also kind of switched to Frankie because he's seen now Frankie's world and what drives and motivates him, and that Frankie is also that person of action. So Frankie started to edge out Black Powder. I would say trust the least also has changed because it started out as Starr, just because Starr was so different, but now Starr has edged up past Tori. So while he doesn't not trust Tori, just Starr elevated up. So pretty interesting dynamic just in those few sessions already.
Nice. Is some of the reasons why Tori might be lower because does Sam consider to be impulsive? Does he consider her to kind of be a little reckless, or is that has nothing to do with it?
No, I think the majority of it is all based on age. Of course.
Oh, it's all age.
Yeah, where Sam is from, teenage girls should not be, blasting fire and things like that. Mm-hmm. So they're still learning that he has to do for Tori. Although he respects now, he doesn't think that Tori needs a babysitter. I mean, by far, Tori has elevated in that status. But there again, he hasn't had a whole lot of opportunity to bond with Tori yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Frankie, because of the bonding that Frankie's had with Black Powder, I think Frankie trusts Black Powder the most. Whether he should or not, that's a different question. But he definitely is like this open book, and he feels like other people are kind of the same way. And so he's definitely bonded with Black Powder. And probably close second is Sam, I think. The one that he trusts the least is probably Tori because of her bonding with Henry. Like, he kind of noticed there was something there, and it's like, what's up, girl? Like, why are you now close with him? And that's like not really arch nemesis type, but like, what's going on there?
Yeah. Felix is better.
right, because he did see her. Right, because he did see her like chatting up with Felix, and all of a sudden it's like, Henry wants to talk to you. Like, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I gotta keep an eye on this girl.
Nice. On that note, why don't we find out what Tori thinks?
Yes, tell us.
She's got 2 people who don't trust her, so let's see.
It's not a surprise. at
Not a
all.
surprise.
Okay, as far as who she trusts the most, I think initially it started as Frankie, just from our first impressions, but as it went on a little bit, I think she bonded a lot with Starr, especially I was at session 2 when we had our little makeover session. And even though Tori, hated that interaction completely, it did remind her, Starr does remind her a lot of Carmen. So I think they have that, bond. And then for trust the least, I think, and it could just be from our lack of interactions, but it probably would be Sam at this point. There is a big age gap with us, and our views of the world are so different. So I think, for Tori, it would have to be Sam.
Okay, well, Starr is torn because Starr trusts 2 people, but distrusts one. And it started off with Tori. Tori was the first person he trusted because, he saw her as like this girl, and it was just kind of like, they were kind of like kindred spirits. And it was kind of like, I don't know, have you ever had one of those friends that they're nice, but they're kind of like a nice bully, and they kind of push you into doing stuff? That's the best way I can describe it. So that's kind of where it started from. And then, of course, the whole bonding with the makeover, which was a lot of fun. And the reason why Starr trusts Sam is because Starr opened up to Sam. Because no one else, he actually said, "Oh, I'm married, da 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 da." When they were sitting at the bar, Starr opened up for the first time, and that was with Sam. So that was a level of trust. And that's why it shifted from Tori to Sam. Now, the person Starr trusts the least, sadly, is Black Powder. And it is because they don't have that interaction. There's no, bonding time. And the only time they were getting some interaction when Starr was like, "Oh, let me heal you." And, Black Powder was like, "Oh, no, I'm good." Then Starr was kind of like, "Okay, like all right, like, no problem." But yeah, that's just my take on it. So.
What about Veed? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. So let's see. It's tough because they're the same person and they're the same person, and therefore they share the same memories and experiences, but their personalities are Sue and Veed is interesting because they have pretty much a split personality. So I really have to think about each one. So let me think. So with Sue, I think that with Sue, she probably trusts gut reaction Starr the most because she and Starr are probably the most similar with each other. I was gonna say Tori, but Tori and Sue didn't really like, even though they're both younger girls. Starr and Sue just felt more like kindred spirits, in many ways, just personality wise. So in terms of least trusting, this is not because she doesn't trust Black Powder. It's just, again, these just seem to have the least in common. Other than the fact that Black Powder happens to be a cook as a profession, and she's trying to be a cook professionally. So
Be a bond over that in the future.
Maybe they'll bond over that in the future. Yeah, so there's that. And then for Veed, I feel like for Veed, this is interesting because with Sue, she trusted Tori the least, but with Veed, didn't they kind of bond a little bit?
A lot.
They bonded a lot,
right? So
yeah. They bonded a lot, so I almost want to say that Veed probably trusts Tori the most, or at least has bonded with her the most.
Someone trusts her the most.
Yeah. So that's really interesting, and they no longer have to at least in that form, they no longer have to rival with Felix and Henry. So that works too. In terms of trusts the least. Let's see. So Veed actually did bond a little bit more with both Sam and Black Powder, I think. I think there was this a little bit. So I feel like by default, because his counterpart at least bonded so well with Starr, Veed probably would trust Frankie the least. Again, because they've just had very limited interactions, I believe. So that's my gut reaction feeling on that. So
it's interesting. Good. Like, nobody distrusts each other because of something someone said or anything like that. It's all, we just don't talk to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And for Frankie is like, Frankie trusts everyone. It's just like the level of trust is different. So it's not that he trusts anyone. He's very open and he's very trusting.
Yeah.
It's just the level would be different.
Mine's weird levels of trust and different types, but I'll go into that in like vlog section.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully everybody, I'm glad I asked this question. And I normally ask this question in the beginning because hopefully everybody was paying attention to which characters have I not been interacting with as much. And you can decide if you want to adjust accordingly in your RP today. Maybe. We'll see. You are back in Starr's apartment. And I don't think there's anything in your apartment that would necessarily make it look any different from a typical 2020-ish apartment, or is there anything in there that makes it look a little out of place? Or otherworldly. Maybe there's like photographs or pictures around of all these anamorphic creatures or beings. Would that be like the only thing?
That, and like there would be some holographic projections and of course energy floating around. So
okay, that
would set. Again, it's still like today. I imagine Blade Runner world, but just more cleaned up. And like, and kind of like a little bit of an 80s flair with it. So
yes.
Mm-hmm. Gym and holograms-ish.
Right. So you're right. It's still 2020 vibe, 2021 vibe, but there's sort of like an 80s flavor to it. Similar to how, if any of you played the Fallout series, Fallout clearly takes place in something that's semi-futuristic, but they still got that 1950s feel to it, despite the fact that it is in the future. So again, just to keep things in order, because all of you have transformed into completely different forms, but before any dialogue happens, describe to me what your character's reactions are. How is your character reacting physically, visually? But don't speak yet. Who wants to go first?
Noticing first that everybody has shifted and looks different, looking at himself as much as he can, just shakes his head in almost shame.
Shame? Oh, okay.
Shame.
Is he kind of disappointed in his current form? Is that why, or?
I think a little bit disappointed, but also kind of noticing that Frankie now is a large, humongous minotaur. It almost looks menacing a bit.
Yeah.
Black Powder as a bear just kind of fits and makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Tori with her bird elements is like, yeah, I see that. This stinks.
This stinks, yes.
Jumping into another world, now we've got animal behaviors, animal figurations, and something about the whole thing just stinks. But Starr needs our help, so we're gonna plug our nose and carry on.
Black Powder just kind of looks around for a minute, looks down at himself, and is just... Here we go again.
Does the bear form still have the peg leg and the...
Oh yeah, 100%.
Still has all that. Great.
And still very large for a bear. People keep forgetting I'm almost as tall as Frankie is.
But I'm sure you do feel possibly stronger, possibly physically stronger.
Yeah. So I think Tori Probably has a different reaction from Sam and Black Powder. So she's looking at herself in the mirror and she's like playing with her beak and her feathers, and she's really like fascinated by the transformation. And then she goes and looks around at everyone else, and all she wants to do is like touch Frankie's horns and like pet Sam and
okay.
Black Powder. So she's very excited.
Little horny baby.
I was gonna say, how teenage girl of you.
Right?
Frankie is he's looking at everyone else, a few of them freaking out, Tori obsessing over him, and he's looking at himself, touching his horns and his legs, like, this some bull.
It's also kind of chilly, right, Frankie? It's a little chilly. Yeah.
I'm always, yes, I am always naked. All of a sudden.
Always
In these
naked.
transformations, I think that's what he's beginning to learn, is that with all these transformations, he just becomes more naked, which is so unlike what he wants.
Frankie's feeling typecasted.
A little
Every
exposed.
Every single time, yeah.
I feel like Chris Hemsworth always has to
Right.
be shirtless.
Yeah. That character that, you can't just... Nobody wants you for your personality or your, it's charm. They just liked you for your body, so that's...
Whatever gets me in the door.
Whatever gets you in the door.
Well, Starr will be like, oh, and internally Starr will be like, oh, finally they make sense. But why is Sam still black and white? Really? Really? And then he'll look at Frank and be like, huh, I guess he isn't a troll after all. He's not from accounting.
Veed, the way he's reacting, Veed's just... I think he's just very puzzled and he's very confused, and he notices everybody else first, and he probably doesn't recognize everyone right away, because really this is his second time experiencing a transformation across worlds, so to speak, whereas everybody else, and he didn't really hardly even transform any differently in Frankie's world either. So he's kind of not used to, everybody else kind of changes when we do this. And then he's like, wait a minute, what happened to me? And he's just looking at his hands and his limbs, and there's like all these feathers now all over him because he looks like a mallard duck, to match his hair, basically. And yeah, he's just kind of looking around like, what the F is going on? So that's his reaction. Feel free to unpause the action now and speak freely in the scene.
Tori's still playing with Frankie's horns.
All right, the last one was weird. This one is a whole new level.
And what did that mean?
I'm a fucking bear.
Makes sense.
Mr. Starr, Mr. Starr! And that's when you're going to see energy flying in.
So Starr will look at Energy and say, Energy, it's a long story. All right. Well, Energy, let me introduce you to our house guests. Meet Black Powder, the bear, the Minotaur, that's Frankie, who's not a troll. Trust me, it's a long story. There is Tori, the raven, crow, blackbird. And there is Sam, the skunk. Sam, if you have to pass gas, please exit the door there. Energy will help you. Energy? Yes. Where is Stormy? And we need to talk to him like ASAP.
Stormy's probably over at your recording studio right now. He's scheduled for some business meetings with a few of our...
Okay, so we know where we need to go next. All right.
Energy looks at the rest of the group and says, so you must be Starr's new backup singers. Well then. She then pushes a few buttons like on her chest, and all of a sudden, think like the Jetsons where like maybe the wall flips around and out pops up these like couches and furniture, and they just kind of zoop, like slide behind you so that you just like fall into the seats. And then she says, "Let the auditions commence. Who wants to audition first?" And then you'll start seeing like lights show up as if you're all like about to go on stage. Audition?
Did that orb say audition? Do you want us to sing?
No.
I typically don't sing unless I'm in the shower.
I'd arrange that.
Same.
How nice is your shower?
Oh, you'll love my shower. You and Sam, well, I don't know if you and Sam want to shower together, but you and Sam can join in the shower.
That's all right, Reed says as he looks towards the skunk. It kind of, that's all right. Maybe Sam should go into the shower first, though. No offense.
Okay.
Suppose I can't take any.
Before we continue, let's go over, because I forgot to do this earlier. Let's go over the rules of Starr's World, shall we? So all of the things, bonuses, disadvantages that you had in Frankie's are wiped clean because you're in a totally different place. The rules of this world are as follows. Rules of musical magic universe. Anyone who possesses magic that enters this world, I'm looking at you, Tori, automatically has musical talent to accompany their magic. So you don't know it, but you have this innate magic musical ability while you're in this world. Whether it's, even though if out of character you don't feel like you are, in character you do. In character, right. Tori does. Or if you have a musical talent, it will automatically transfer into magic if you already had some sort of musical talent. Your musical and magical talent is also tied to your emotions. Let it go, let it go. Depending on how high you roll when using your magic will determine how strong you felt about something. Probably vice versa even. In this world, romance is abundant. In order to prevent having your own harem or unwanted lover, you must do a will save to keep them at bay. If you fail, they will follow you wherever you go. This could include same-sex romances. And by the same token, maybe if you are willing and allow yourself, maybe your character is a little bit more open to romantic advances towards certain characters you meet. Who knows? You know, that might be a little bit of a thing here too. There are no such things as humans in this world, as Starr told you before. Is it Athenaeum? How you pronounce it?
Etheria.
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 Etheria. However, okay. Humans in this world would be considered an oddity and most likely suspected of having magic because this is an unusual being. But fortunately, right now you all are not humans, so to speak. If you do being forced into the government's mandatory musical competition, known as Musical Idol. If you do perform and show you have magical talent, you must do a will save to show that your magic is something undesired. Every living being in this world is a mythological creature or humanoid animal hybrids. Now, we're also going to hand wave a little bit some of your individual new abilities. So, for example, Sam obviously is a skunk, which can be a double-edged sword. It's probably not exactly the easiest way to pick up a date in this world. So Sam, automatically, if you are doing any interactions, you'll probably get like at least a -2 penalty versus a -2 penalty on how they react positively towards you if you're doing social interactions with them. But in the same token, if you're trying to repel people, that might be a useful trick as well up your sleeve. Black powder, pretty much for you, probably if you're ever going to do anything strength related, you're probably going to get a bonus because you're a lot physically stronger in this world. As for Tori, as I said, I think you might have the ability to hover. Probably not fly the way that Starr does because you're untrained. But you might, if you really need to, be able to at least feather fall.
Yeah, at least I won't be free falling. So good.
So that's probably your boon. Frankie, as strong as you were before, you're probably even stronger. As tough as you were before, you're probably even tougher. As not as classically sexy as you probably were, except to Victor, you probably are way more sexier in this world. So that might be an interesting change. So yeah, keep those in mind as we're rolling throughout today.
I look at Black Powder and like,
Black Powder at this point is like just staring daggers at Starr, like, no, stop this.
Yeah. Tori's just like grasping the chair and looks really nervous. She does not want to sing.
Sam, you have a solution for everything. What is going on here? Get us out of this.
I think the chairs are nice, Starr, but I don't know if we need to audition.
Well, you don't have to audition. Thank you, Energy, for that. They're not going to be my backup dancers, but that is a good backup plan.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess my afternoon is not going to be particularly entertaining after all. And at that moment, the chairs kind of fly out underneath you, and not like gently, like you kind of probably fall onto the flat floor when it happens, and they go back behind the walls.
Great, Starr, that ball thing of yours, not the nicest to a disabled old man.
Ooh, I'm so sorry. Do you need help? Energy, could you help the big bear, Mr.
He'll just
Black
put
Powder?
his hand on like Frankie's shoulder. And pull
Yeah, I'm
himself up.
probably helping Black Powder already. Like, come on.
Oh, I can help him, of course. I can provide you with a number of videos that can help change your attitude, she says.
You know,
This thing wasn't expensive,
use
Starr, because
that.
I'm about
Black
to
Powder, you should
destroy
do
it.
that.
No, you don't destroy Energy, because she is a birthday gift, so you leave my energy alone. What'd you say, Tori? So
I was just saying Black Powder should watch those videos. You could use it.
He'll like give Tori a high five.
High five.
Okay. All right, guys. First and foremost, welcome to my home. Yeah, so this is an interesting development. So it seems like we have to fix something here. And there's something you all need to be aware of before we set foot outside these walls. Okay. And Starr is going to put his hands behind his back and like pull his hat back and like be walking back and forth as he's explaining to you, saying, in this world, music is literal magic. So that's a thing. 2, music is also, well, magic is kind of a bad thing here. I'll explain later. Also, I need to find, well, I've already told Sam, so I guess the rest of you need to know. I need to find my husband, Stormy, who's also my bodyguard and manager. Whole nother story unto itself. And apparently he's off with our investors having a conversation. And I'm kind of lost on what we need to be doing here. But yeah, so questions.
So you had mentioned a little bit about some troubles going on. Obviously, I think that's why we're here. So any more details you can give us on that could help us get a jump start on it. And
Okay.
2, you said music is frowned upon, but aren't you musically magic?
Yes, I'm talented with music, but most people don't know that I actually have magic. It's actually a secret, and it's a whole bag of cats.
So you're hiding it.
Yes.
Gotcha. That makes a little more sense.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions? Star's like kind of looking panicked.
Do you all play card games in this world?
We do play card games. We do. What are you interested in?
I don't know. I assume since we're in a completely different world, you probably play a lot of card games that I'm not aware of.
We do have card games. We have poker, Old Maid. There's quite a few of them. Energy, can you help Veed with the rundown of some of these poker games or card games?
Of course, Mr. Starr. Happy to do that. And she'll go ahead and run it down for Veed, who seems very interested. This guy seems to be on a mission to learn all about the gaming culture in every single world that he's in. That's pretty much his goal in life right now as he's following you all.
Okay. Well, if you want more information on it, in order for you guys to fully understand this world and how it kind of interacts with magic, music and magic and your emotions all kind of work together. The best way to do that is for me to explain it like this. So Starr will like split apart. In order to understand us as Starr, you need to understand all about who we are. And then they'll all kind of like introduce themselves as Sapphire, Topaz, Amethyst, Ruby, and Rhyolite, and say each one of them is an aspect of myself. So therefore, we all have musical talent, but this is a part of what we can do among the healing touch and exploding with magical energy. That's just the best way to put it. And honestly, I wasn't always like this. I kind of developed this persona later on in life, and that's another conversation for another time. But while we're outside, guys, if you have any type of magical abilities, we have to keep it on the low. And he's going to be looking directly at Tori. Because long story short, anyone with magical abilities or shows any type of magical abilities usually wind up missing. And it's been happening more and more recent within the past few months. For those of you who don't know, I had a concert recently, and one of the bands that was there actually went missing. And no one knows what happens to them. And everyone tries to say it's like a conspiracy and it's crazy, but my husband knows a lot more about it, and he kind of keeps me in the dark with a lot of it, but I know there's so much more going on to this. And the best thing we can do now is find Stormy. So, any more questions before we leave this building?
I have a question. And
Shoot.
Frankie will get up and start like hitting stuff with his horns. He's not used to having these things, so he's like hitting like a hanging light or a fan or something. You said magic is frowned upon, but what about my abilities? And he'll like telekinetically move like a bowl or something. What about me? Am I gonna be okay?
Keep that under wraps. And if anyone questions it, it's all a technological effect. Anything that I do it's all tech. Nothing I do is quote unquote magic. So whenever I perform, it's all a light show. Yay!
Oh, okay, like an illusion.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Okay. So we're clear on this, right?
Crystal.
Yeah, no magic.
Good. Okay, Energy, you're coming with me. Also, can we call Stormy and see if he's out of the meeting?
Of course, I can check for you, and if so, perhaps we can rendezvous on our way over to the recording studio.
Genius, let's do that.
Do you think that your friend might be able to be a little bit less unbearable out there? He seems to be a bit grisly.
I'm sorry, but you literally caused an old man with a missing leg to fall on the floor. You expect me to be happy about that? You're horribly rude.
Me? Rude?
I
I think that I'm just blatantly honest.
You caused an old man to fall over. That's rude.
Energy kind of like looks towards Starr as if trying to see if Starr is going to get in between this at all or not.
Star's gonna be like, girls, you're both pretty. He's gonna grab Energy by the hand and say, just stay away from the bear. Just said, all right, guys, let's go. So at this time, they're gonna be filing out, and Star's gonna be trying to contact Stormy to see if he'll pick up.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be able to give it'll be a few rings, and then after a few rings, he'll pick up and say, Starr, what can I do for you?
Stormy, where are you? We need to talk ASAP.
I'm still over at the recording studio. We're just wrapping some things up with our investors.
Okay.
Why? Is there something wrong?
say that, but there's a lot that I need to tell you, and it's important. So, where can we meet?
I'll tell you what. Why don't I meet you over in the town square in about 10, 15 minutes?
Perfect.
All right. Out of character, he would normally maintain the business relationship with you even on the phone, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll just be like, all right, I'll see you in 10 or 15. Talk to you then.
Talk to you then. Okay, guys, we're going to head to the town square, and I'm going to assume because you are all human, you may not be used to the type of beings you're going to see. So expect to see more creatures like me, yourselves, and everything else in between. Deal?
Cool.
Also, if you spot any imps, do not take candy from them. Do not take candy from them.
Why not?
Because they are not good. And they'll steal your soul. But that's another conversation for another time. And he'll grab Tori by the wrist and say, listen to me. No sweets from imps.
Okay. Fine.
And so they're gonna head on down to the town square, and Star's also gonna say, "Hey, Energy, can we call Shepard and see if we can get some reinforcements?"
I'll see if I can give him a call. So she'll ring up Shepard, and you'll hear Shepard pick up the phone and say, "Hello. Oh, sorry, you've reached me at a bad time. You've reached me on my voicemail. But if you leave a message, I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Beep."
Really, Shepard, I need your help. It's a 911. As soon as you get this message, call me back. Really? And he'll look at everyone. It's so hard to find good help these days. You know what I mean? He'll be looking at black powder.
You all are leaving, just leaving Star's apartment. And of course, as you're leaving, I think Energy will probably call out from behind her, "Try to keep up, Goldilocks." Like motioning at the peg leg. And then, while you are getting out, I didn't expect this to happen, but I'm loving it. While you guys are leaving, the city itself will open up to you, and it's very, like as I said, it's just got this surreal Zootopia like feel for it, because obviously there's different animals and creatures around, but the structures are also very like uniquely shaped. Like architecturally, it's very different. Even like the smells just smells otherworldly around you, and everybody's just kind of going about their business and bustling around. Everything is bright, everything is cheery and cheerful. Not a cloud in the sky, and you can't help but feel kind of weirded out by the fact that there's somehow background music playing, and that is when...
Welcome, friends, to Silly Court City. There's so much to see and explore in a world we call Athenaeum. Let's go out and play. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Hey look, it's Shepard. BFF like always. I know those muscles anywhere. Every morning just the same, since the morning that he came to the city that I love.
Hey Starr, what's up? And then I think that Shepard's gonna run up to you, and he's still gonna be like jogging in place, but he'll still be talking to you.
Okay, so Starr will be like, "Okay, it looks like you're having your morning workout. I called you and you did not answer your phone."
Oh man, did you just call me just now? Bummer. Sorry, I'm sort of like in the middle of my run. I wanted to get that in before, my first day at the office, I guess, with, Stormy. he got that new job for me. I wanted to have a good first impression, so I have to make sure that I am at my best. Gotta get, all of the endorphins pumping and all that stuff.
Lovely. So here's what I'm going to tell you, friend. I need you to bustle back home and meet me in the town square. Got it?
Oh, got it, boss. You are. That's what I should call you, boss, sir.
Just call me Starr.
Hey, who's your friends? He says. He's kind of looking at everyone. He kind of looks up. Frankie's like, hi.
What can I say? I'm a little hornier here, so.
Apparently, yes. Who's your friends?
Right. Oh,
yes.
Well, Shep, these are my new friends. This is Frankie. He's the Minotaur. I swear to you, I thought he was a troll from accounting. Anyways.
He doesn't look like a troll.
No, thank goodness, because those trolls are so testy. Anywho's, this here, the skunk, his name is Sam. He's black and white. I don't have answers for that. That still confuses me. He's in our world and he's still black and white. Weird. Okay, the bird, that's Tori. She's a raven, crow, or just a blackbird. We have
Who knows?
Quack, quack.
Yeah, and that's Veed right there.
Hey, and whoa, you've got a big guy over here too.
That's Black Powder. Be warned, he's a bit grisly. And he'll look at Energy and wink.
Energy's kind of snicker a little bit. Does Black Powder respond in any way?
He's running a counting tally in his head at this point, and it will come back to bite you later.
Oh my god!
Love it. Well, good to meet you all. Let me go wrap things up a little bit, and I'll see you all later, okay?
Hurry back! That's my BFF Shepherd. Isn't he awesome?
Hey.
He's got a lot of piercings, I noticed.
Yeah, those are sick piercings.
I know, right?
Oh, he had piercings? Oh, I didn't notice that part.
You all will move on. And while you move on, Veed is just suddenly going to break out singing. This world is really rather strange, no question. I now have feathers on my skin.
Solving mysteries, my thing.
What the hell are we singing?
No denying it's a funny world we're in. Hey, Starr!
Hey, bro.
Sign my book here, please. Hey, Starr!
Hey, girl.
Do you have a wife? I want his ears. They're too expensive.
It's just another day of my cool life.
Then, this time, you will make it close to the city square, and that's when you will see Stormy Rain. So Stormy Rain is moving up, and Stormy's in his really nice suit right now, which is of course perfectly tailored for his perfectly chiseled body. Because he always wears this suit whenever he's talking to investors or very important businessmen as well. And he's going to say, "Oh, Starr, looks like we're both on time."
Yes, and it is so good to see you. Starr's face is showing a lot of emotion, though he's standing in place. The look of open happiness is on his face to see his husband. So he'll be like, "I have so much to talk to you about, but for right now, I just need to introduce you to a few new friends of mine. And they are, this is Black Powder. He's a bear. There you go. And this is Tori. She's a raven. We still haven't figured it out. The skunk is Sam, and the big guy with the horns, the Minotaur, that's Frankie."
Pleased to meet all of you. You said they were members of your dance troupe?
Let's go with that story. And Starr will nod emphatically, and he'll look at you guys and be like, "You're part of the group, right? Yes? Yes? Work with me!"
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Black Powder's giving me so much life. Okay.
So where to?
Let's have a quick sit down at the park, and like kind of like a quiet, like gazebo looking area at the park is where Starr is going to direct everyone to go.
Which is a few blocks away, I would say. Now, describe what Stormy actually is.
Okay, out of character, Stormy is what you would call a winter polecat. They're in Etheria. There is a north and south pole, so he's a north winter polecat. They're kind of like Aztec Mayans. So think of them in the modern world. They're like a race of warrior people. They have like Aztec jewelry, very fanciful, like kind of like way of life. Although they are in the modern world, there is like a king and queen. There are multiple houses. Stormy is one of these creatures, and they're considered like nobility in this world.
While you're having this exchange, one of the citizens is passing by Veed, and the citizen happens to be a hound of some sort, a humanoid hound. And Veed kind of gets a whiff of something as the hound is passing by, and Veed goes, achoo, and he sneezes and transforms into a female version of a mallard. So now Veed is Sue at the moment. And now that Sue has been transformed in front of everybody, including other citizens, that drew a lot of people's attention because that seems a little magical, suspiciously magical. So one of the other citizens, let's say she's an elderly woman cow, goes over and says, "Did I just see this young man transform?"
It's a part of my new act. It's a part of a technological effect. It just glitched out. This is what she looks like. This is Sue. Say hi, Sue, to the nice cow.
Oh, hi, nice cow. She kind of says, "Roll me a persuasion, Starr, or deception, whatever you want to use for this. It's probably more deception than anything else, but..."
Oh crap! I don't have anything for deception.
Well, you're just gonna have to use IQ, I think.
Yes, let's go with IQ. Let's see what I got.
Okay, you got a 10 versus a 12. Okay.
Okay.
My, your special effects are definitely getting better and better every time I see you, Starr.
Why, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're enjoying my newest backup dancer, Sue. Right, everyone? And Starr like me smiling and nodding, like just work with me.
Well, the rest of the citizens seem satisfied by this, so fortunately nobody's going to be taking Sue away, which I was prepared to do. So, managed to skip that. So they're just going to go back about their business. And Sue is probably going to start walking surprisingly relatively close to Sam. And Sue's going to say, "I probably for the time being should stay away from the cat," she says, pointing at Stormy right now. Just so that at least not in front of all of these people.
Yeah, I think stick close to me and avoid the cat. And with so many animals, we may have to really watch where you're moving around. So we got you.
A skunk isn't a type of cat, is it? You kind of look like a cat almost, though.
Definitely not a type of cat or dog, but they can look like more dog than cat.
And could possibly smell more like dog than cat, but again, no offense.
None taken.
As you're walking, Frankie, you just suddenly have this urge to sing something. The sudden urge.
Oh my.
So Sam's a skunk, Black Powder is a bear now. Tori's a raven, I'm a bull.
keep your cool, don't get all shook.
But we're all stuck in this book.
Why am I almost naked in every word?
Oh, isn't this amazing? All the folks bust out in song for free. Here I can feel the romance. It's so hard to guess who will get shipped by chapter 3.
Hey, Black Powder, you should have been real quiet. I think this song wants you to go.
Don't you feel that song within? The verse bursting near your chin. Take it away because your solo's next. This is amazing. So, you all will start to continue walking towards the park gazebo area, and that's when Starr, you start seeing Beyonce and several of her producers walking down the street, you and her kind of like catch an eye with each other. Now, you don't have to necessarily run into her, because you're not passing by, but you're more like kind of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you if you want to approach or not. You don't have to, but you can.
Yeah, Star's he's gonna dodge it like the plague. He's gonna be like, everyone, everyone, quickly, huddle this way, go, 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 go. He said, ignore the mermaid, go, 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 go. He's like, tell him like, move, like get away from her. Let's just keep going. Star's not. He's dodging that.
Who is that, Starr?
He said, that is Beyonce. Long story, she's garbage. It's a long story and it requires alcohol, but we'll talk about it later. Let's just keep moving.
But I think she's kind of hot.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
She is really pretty. But who is that hunk over there? She says. So she's pointing at this other person who just came into view as well that was walking with Beyonce. It's Davy Deals. So Sue's kind of looking towards Davy Deals' direction, and she's got these hearts in her eyes right now. Who's that hunk, too?
I'm gonna loop his arm in there. He said, I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, stick with your skunk. You don't want to deal with that treacherous turtle. Let's just go.
But he's so green and aquatic. I just feel really, I don't know. I just feel like we might be soulmates, she says.
He's like, Athena, help me.
We're losing her.
Who moves on quickly?
Yeah, I'll grab her other arm with Starr and try to take her away. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, you'll start to drag her away a little bit. And as you all are passing by, Beyonce and actually the execs, as well as Davy Deals, they just kind of do this. They just follow you, and they've got these. They kind of just stare at you as you're passing by Starr, and you're just kind of ignoring the stare.
Oh, yeah.
And as you all are going off into the distance, Beyonce just kind of folds her arms, and she has a brief moment. Right from the moment that I met him, saw him, I saw the dollar signs aglow. David Deals kidnapped him once. Second time, we'll try in months. But he's hiding a deep secret I must know.
Hey folks, it's me, Future Palonic. I guess you have not met me yet. Oh well, awfully. Don't want no spoilers. This sneak preview is all you're gonna get.
Hey y'all.
Hey, wait.
Yes, queen.
You all smell
I think that's you.
He's right.
Golly.
All good.
Sorry.
I'll get deodorant.
Enough, Sue.
Just one verse?
No.
The chorus?
No.
Girl, he will cut you.
My friends, isn't this such an awesome place?
Don't make me sing or I'll punch you in your face.
Look there he goes, Starr is so cool and special. With Stormy's help he will go far. Paparazzi rumors start, who will steal this artist's heart? But he really is an awesome dude, a hottie and an awesome dude. He really is an awesome dude. That's
y'all.
Are we done?
Wrap it up.
Thank God it's almost over.
Big finish, Black Powder.
Up.
Song's done.
Yay.
That wasn't so hard, right? It wasn't so hard. You guys got through it. Thank you. Sweet.
I can't
All
wait to hear
right.
the recorded version of that.
I can't wait to hear
Great.
that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. Okay, cool. Awesome job. Cool. Okay.